Hey everyone, it's Jen over at jenscrappypages.blogspot.com, and today's card is very similar to my Facebook Live card that I did last night. I did a series of quilted cards, all in the same papers, using the same stamp set and die set. If you missed my Facebook Live last night, and it's posted on YouTube as well right now, but I actually created and demonstrated this card here, which is using the pinwheels, and then I did show these other ones, and I wasn't going to do a video for each of the cards because I thought it would get maybe a little redundant, but I did decide to go ahead and throw one card together on a video to show you how I created the star cards. There's lots of little pieces involved in this, and I kind of wanted to show you how I put it together. So these cards, obviously the stars are the same. The centers are a little bit different, but this is the one I'm going to demonstrate. So just know that all the measurements are going to be the same. You'll just do the center of this one a little bit differently. So let's get to the supplies I used real quick for this card. All four cards use all the same supplies. So I used the pearls for the accents on each of the cards. The hexagon embossing folder is great for the quilted look, so this is what I ended up using. And then the Sunshine Sayings and Sunshine Wishes dies are what I used. I just absolutely love this set here. And for this card I used the Congrats. I used Pear Pizzazz for my So Happy For You. And then I also used the fine tip glue pen to glue down my Congrats. So for cards, for cardstock, paper, that's what this is called. This is a 4 1/4 by 11 and Whisper White. And then you'll need a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, a 3 by 3, and then you're going to need a 1 1/2 by 1 1/2, and then 4. And the measurements on my blog are wrong right now, but I will change it here shortly, probably by the time you even see this. So these are 3/4 by 1 1/2, 3/4 inch by 1 1/2, and you'll need 4 of those. And then you'll need 4 of the 3/4 inch squares as well. And then Soft Sky is a 4 by 4. Pear Pizzazz is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then you'll need a Soft Sky for the word Congrats. And for this one, you are going to need 1 square of the Soft Sky and a square, but you'll only end up using half of this, but a square of the Pear Pizzazz, and they're 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. So I wanted to show you quick, even though I have these cut out over here, I wanted to show you how I ended up cutting these. And it's just like in quilting. So you'll start with the square, and then you'll do half square triangle. So I just line up my little wire here to make sure it's straight. So then you have 2, and then you'll just keep cutting these down. So for this particular card, you will need 8 of these triangles of the Soft Sky. And then for the Pear Pizzazz, you're only going to need 4 of them. So you'll go ahead and cut your Pear Pizzazz in the same manner, and you can stop at just the 4, or you can go ahead and cut more and then just have leftovers for another card. So cutting didn't go too bad actually. So let's get that out of the way, and then I'm going to go ahead and start building our little squares. And I won't, we're going to need to do it on these 4. I'll probably fast forward this as I get going, but I wanted to show you the basic how you're going to lay these out. All right, so you're just gonna start in one, let's see, yep. So this is gonna go in the corner of one side of it. Yep, you can see it. I'll bring it up to the camera here in a second. And then you're gonna do another piece, and that's gonna go in the opposite corner. Just like that. So this is the first one that you're gonna make, and you're gonna make 4 of these all the same. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those together, and when I edit the video, I'll fast forward through all of it. Okay, so right now you have 4 of these pieces. So we're gonna set those aside, and then we're gonna pull out our 1.5 by 1.5 inch square, and we're gonna add our little pair of pizzazz, and that's just gonna go in the form of a pinwheel. So we'll start off in this corner. And then we'll just keep flipping it. I wish I had done this last night because it would have made a little bit more sense, but when I was doing my live, I just kind of forgot what I was doing, even though I'd put it together several times before. So you're just going to keep turning this around, and your little edges will always be here at the bottom and pointing to the center. Excuse me. All right, so that's what you'll have for your center. Now what we're gonna do, and one thing I wanted to mention quick too, I think I mentioned it on my other video, but I used the regular Whisper White cardstock for this. I did not use the thick, only because we're gonna be putting so many different layers on here, so I liked the thickness of the regular Whisper White cardstock for this particular project. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your 3/4 inch square, and you're just going to line it up with the corner here, and then you're going to take your 3/4 by 1.5, and that's going to go right next to it with your with it pointing like this. And then you'll take another square and you'll put that right next to it. So this is how we're going to build our block. And I think I'll go ahead and stick this one here right directly above that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build the rest of this, and I'll go ahead and when I edit my video, I'll fast forward as I build it. Alright, so there you have your center square. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring out the Big Shot, and we're going to stick this in our embossing folder. And you're going to want to place it so your embossed edge is on this side. So then your embossing is going to be up and kind of make it look like a little puffy quilt. And then as long as we have the Big Shot out, we're going to, oh, there it is. I was looking for the wrong color. I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the word. Alright, so here's the embossed piece. And I'll show you if I can get this right here. Isn't that pretty? So, you know, when you emboss, and it would look really pretty without the embossing as well. You would just still have the little, you know, quilt squares. But I just love how it kind of sandwiched all of our pieces together and gave it that little puffy quilted look. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just start building our card. So this piece is going to go onto our pear pizzazz. And then I'm going to pull out my Big Shot again because I also embossed this piece of Whisper White, your 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I don't know, it kind of just gave a more finished look to have both of the pieces embossed. So that's that, and then we're gonna just adhere that onto that one. I just love how, I mean, these are pretty simple cards. There's not a lot of, you know, embellishment on them, but I think that the quilted, you know, the little quilted look on it is really embellishment enough. So I was really pleased with these, the way these all turned out. And then we're going to go ahead and fold or score your Whisper White in half at 5 1/2. And then I like to have my paper laid out flat when I'm building on it. So I just kind of open it back up. But the reason I fold it or score it is now I have, you know, something to go by for my placement of this piece. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to use the fine tip glue pen on the congrats. And again, I love this glue pen. I don't think I've said it enough, or maybe I've said it too much and you guys are getting tired of hearing me. But, oops, I think I might be getting a little too much on here. Getting a little carried away. I'll just dab that so it doesn't come gushing out of my letters when I put it down. So this is just going to go hopefully straight across here. Yeah, like that. And then let's grab out our Pear Pizzazz ink. Make sure it's upright, and that's just going to come down here in the corner. There. My corner got a little kind of dog-eared there. All right, and then last but not least, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these pearls on, and they come in 3 different sizes. So I just put the largest here in the center, and then I used the medium ones as my little accents, and I just put it just all around this little square here. Kind of reminds me a little bit, remember when they used to do Tide quilts? I remember my mom making those when I was little as gifts for her friends' babies, and I think she even made one for my brother, who was 9 years younger than me. But yeah, so I don't know, kind of just reminded me of the Tide look to have that around there. And that is it. So not too hard, you know. I think the cutting and of course then the gluing on is really probably the most time consuming, but it's really not a difficult card, and I think it's a wow card too. I mean, wouldn't you love to receive this in the mail? I know I certainly would. So so that's that. It looks just like this one. And I'll do another shot of these as well. And so like I said, this card is, you're going to do the exact same measurements with the squares and the rectangles in there. But then you'll just add your little triangles to the corner of each, you know, of your square, and then these will come into the opposite corners. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a little something new. I appreciate it. Appreciate you watching. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer any that you have. You can contact me through my blog, jenscrappypages.blogspot.com, and I can also be contacted through my Facebook page, which is also Jen Scrappy Pages. So I also hope that maybe I might see you next week on my Facebook Live, where I'll have another cute project. Not quite sure what it's going to be yet, but I'm sure it'll be a fun one. So take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.